Welcome back to another episode of the Tracy Take. Today, Ryan and I will be breaking down the Week 6 matchup between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Philadelphia Eagles. But before we get into that, make sure that you subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified when we create new content. Like this video, comment on this video, and let us know your overall thoughts. And Ryan, let's get into this. I think you're a Tampa Bay. Well, you're a Tom Brady fan. You're a Tampa Bay fan, and I just think just with a little bit of research I've done, I think Tampa Bay should handily win this one, and they should cover the spread. Last I saw, I have it at 6.5, and I think the over under is 51. 52,
51 or 52 and a half.
52 and a half now. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they've been changing. I think it's slowly been going
up. Yeah. I mean, I don't think both of these defenses are that great. I know Philadelphia did a good job getting after the passer last week again. Who did they play? It wasn't the Bengals.
No, it was the Panthers.
Oh, the Panthers. That's right. They did a good job getting after Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think this is going to be a battle of two high-powered offenses. I know Tampa Bay is starting to have a long list of injuries. Rob Gronkowski, Levante David, Antoine Winfield Jr., Jason Pierre-Paul, Patrick O'Connor. All but Rob Gronkowski on the defensive side of the football. Yeah. So I think it's definitely going to be a very, very interesting game. However, I really just don't see a way that Philadelphia kind of pulls this one out because you can't run the ball against Tampa Bay. No. And Jalen Hurts' weakness right now is definitely throwing the football.
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing. So I think so. Jalen Hurts leads the team in rushing yards with 254 rushing yards, and Leonard Fournette. Tampa Bay doesn't run the ball too much, but also they're so efficient throwing the ball. However, I think that they're going to rely heavily on Leonard Fournette in the ground game because that Eagles defense, the run defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
And so I think Leonard Fournette's going to have himself a game. And what that's also going to do is that's going to open up the passing game. There's already Tampa Bay has the number 1 passing offense, and the Eagles actually have the number 3 passing defense. But that being said, that their running game is so weak, and Tampa Bay's running game is weak, really only because it's not that they can't run the ball; they just kind of choose not to. I think they have found it more efficient to do these quick slants, do these quick throws, these screen passes, because they have so many guys. It's hard to cover. They can spread out the field. But I think what we're going to really see from Tampa Bay is they're still going to obviously be aggressive passing the ball, but they're probably going to run the ball a lot more, and that's going to actually open up the passing game. And then on the flip side of that, Philadelphia, they're not going to be able to run the ball at all. Miles Sanders only has 200 rushing yards, or 211 rushing yards, something like that, on the year through 5 games. Like I don't see them running the ball outside Jalen Hurts scrambling, personally.
Yeah. So that's another thing too. So you brought up their passing defense, and the Falcons in week 1 when they played the Eagles, they could not keep Matt Ryan upright. The Falcons lost that battle in the trenches. Then they played the 49ers and lost 17-11. And then they played the Cowboys and the Chiefs. Both of those games, they gave up 40-plus points. And and I think both of those teams are going to be equivalent level of offense that Tampa Bay is going to throw at them. And I just think it's a really tough matchup. I think when they play teams that have more than one legitimate weapon, their defense does somewhat struggle. I know the Falcons have more than one, I guess, solid weapon, but again, they didn't lose that battle in the secondary; they lost it in the trenches.
Yeah, and in the trenches, I'd be very curious to see the Falcons now, and they're a little bit more established, kind of have a rhythm. Against the Eagles, but the game that really sticks out to me and why I'm confident that the Buccaneers are going to win this game and cover the spread and potentially also even the over is that Kansas City Chiefs game. The Chiefs have the worst defense in the league. Tampa Bay, it's up there. I think it's it's 15th overall.
So average.
So average, but it's because they're number 1 in rushing. and last in passing. So it's
Yeah.
literally average. So I see that Kansas City game, and I honestly think that that's what's going to happen. The Chiefs had 200 rushing yards. 200 rushing yards to only 271 passing yards. Like, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a 100-yard rushing game that game, and not like
Yeah.
Clyde, not like he's a bad running back, but he's not your Derrick Henry's, Ezekiel Elliott's.
No,
He's more of the pass catching running back, and that's what Tampa Bay has utilized. And like Leonard Fournette, he is a runner, but he also can catch the ball more out of the
He's an underrated receiver.
He is an underrated receiver, and he has a lot of receiving yards. I think what they're going to do, though, is Leonard Fournette's big enough. I think they're going to hand him the rock. He's probably going to have He's probably going to have 17 carries, and it'll probably be somewhere around 100 yards. Well, actually, that would be a great game.
Okay, so I guess I will redact some of what I said. I do think Philadelphia struggles against teams that have more than one legitimate passing option. But I guess if you look at it, where they really struggle is when they play teams with a balanced offense that can both run and pass the ball well. Granted, I mean, those are always the hardest offenses to go against. But, like, Kansas City, they can run and pass the ball really well. So can Dallas.
Yeah.
And I will say they did beat Carolina, but that was without Christian McCaffrey. So a little bit of an asterisk there. Mm-hmm. So I really just don't see a way that Philadelphia comes out with this win unless it's just a total self-combustion by Tampa Bay. I mean, they have to have multiple turnovers, multiple errors. Mm-hmm. I will say the secondary in Tampa Bay is not good at all.
You know, so I thought about that, and and I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. So you do have Devontae Smith, who is their number one receiver right now, with one touchdown. Then you have Quaz Watkins with 267 receiving yards. Devontae Smith has 314, and then their tight end. Then the next two are their tight ends. Dallas Goedert with 216 and Zach Ertz at 160. Goddard, sorry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider them elite. Like, I wouldn't consider that an elite receiving core. I think there's going to be a lot of passing done by Philadelphia because they're not going to be able to run the ball. But that being said, though, I look at this and I personally think it's going to be like a game like Kansas City where they put up
42 to 20.
No, 42 to 30. There's 42.
Oh, 30.
Yeah, 42 to 30. They had 358 passing yards, but only 100 rushing yards. They're going to be very one-dimensional. Like, they're going to have to pass the ball because the front four, the Vita Vea front four, and then you got Devin White and the linebacker. What they might do, Devin White might spy Jalen Hurts, and then he's not going to be able to get loose. Like, they're going to make Jalen Hurts beat him through the air, or beat them through the air. And I don't know if he can do that over 4 quarters. No. I take that back. I think that they're going to probably put up 28 points or something like that. Have a similar game against Kansas City, but Tampa Bay is going to put up 40 points. I mean, I think they're going to destroy. They're going to run all over that defense. So
I think Tampa Bay is going to adopt a similar style to New England, where they're going to try and just maximize time of possession. But then again, I think that they're just going to dominate this front seven. I think they're just too good on the offensive side of the ball, and the defensive line too is just incredible. So,
wait, are you talking about the Eagles defensive line or the Tampa Bay? Because the Eagles defensive line,
Tampa Bay is just going to win in the trenches, is what I'm saying.
I think so. The guy that really sticks out to me that could be the X factor. He has 6 sacks on the season right now for Philadelphia, but Javon Hargrave. He does have 6 sacks on the season. I don't know how many of those were against Atlanta, but he still has 6 sacks on the season. So, one thing you've consistently talked about, Tom Brady's weakness is pressure up the middle. If he can get pressure up the middle, then maybe that can happen. But I'm looking at everything else. So I'm looking at their linebacking core. The linebacking core isn't really elite. They have some pretty good cornerbacks here.
Darius Slay is pretty good.
Yeah, Steven Nelson, Devontae Maddox as well. Darius Slay has 2 picks on the season. But this is where Tampa Bay has such a huge edge. So you put Darius Slay on Mike Evans. Okay. Well, they got Chris Godwin. They got Antonio Brown. They have
OJ Howard, Cameron Brate, Scotty Miller.
How are you going to guard all these guys? Even Cameron Brate or OJ Howard. You put Alex Singleton on him. He's still bigger than him. Like he can still catch the ball. I think it might be Cameron Brady. I think he's making a little bit more snaps to Gronk's. But that's where I just don't see. I don't think Tampa Bay is going to have like the passing day that they did last week against Miami. But I think they're just going to I think you said it best, dominate time of possession because they can run the ball whenever they want. Then that's going to open up.
Yeah, and when you have a weak defense, the best thing you can do for them is give them rest. Yeah. So yeah. But anyways, I think final score prediction here. I'm going to go 45-28. I think is probably my prediction in favor of Tampa Bay. I just think they're too good. I think Philadelphia is going to get behind, which is going to allow Tampa Bay to play this off coverage style, just make them use clock, not going to give them a lot of opportunities. So I think that's going to be my overall prediction.
Yeah, I'm taking the over with Tampa Bay. I think that it is, honestly, I think the score of 42-30, I think that actually sounds really good because I feel like Philadelphia is going to be able to move the ball, but then they're not going to be able to put it in the end zone as many times as they'd like. So that they might kick some field goals or there'll be some missed extra points. I don't know. But I think they score 42-30, the same one as the Chiefs. I think it's going to be almost identical to that.
Yeah. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this episode of the Tracy Take. If you have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you thought of this episode. And we will see you guys next time.